Hello everyone, welcome to GS Score. So, as part of this particular session, we'll be discussing the current affairs related multiple choice questions from the prelims perspective for the subject of governance. My name is Abhishek Saxena. So let us quickly move on to the very first question for this particular session. So the question says, National Medical Commission, by the way, this was very much in news. So it is regarding the statements in and around National Medical Commission. So as I say always that the question might be from the news itself or from something related to news. So let us examine these set of statements that we have. It is a statutory body that acts as the apex regulatory body of medical professionals in India. Well, that is correct. That was the idea when this NMC was brought about. Second statement, it lays down policies and codes to ensure observance of professional ethics in medical profession. Well, this is correct as well. Otherwise, why it's a regulatory body? Third, it is responsible for framing guidelines for determination of fee for up to 50% of the seats in the private medical institutions. Well, this particular statement is also correct because the National Medical Commission Act was passed in the year 2019 and the high fee in the private medical colleges was something which was the pain point and which was in the news for quite some time now. And to address this particular issue, this National Medical Commission Act incorporated this provision as well. So it's a fairly easy question where all the three statements are correct and we need to find the set of correct statements. So please keep a key eye on the keyword. If it would have been incorrect and a set of options different, then the story would have been different. But since we have all the three statements as correct statement and we need to find the correct set of statements, the answer would be option D. D for Denmark. Right? Moving on. Rashtriya Gokul mission. Well, this particular mission, as the name suggests, is related to the bovine population and something related to the bovine and the milk industry, right? So the dairy sector as it is formally called. So the mission's objectives should be kept in mind, right? It was in news because on the International Dairy Federation World Dairy Summit, International Dairy Federation's World Dairy Summit in the 2022 was organized near Delhi, and the last such summit was held in the year 1974, and hence the mission related to the dairy industry assumes importance. The very first statement, increasing milk production using advanced technology, correct. Propagating use of high genetic merit bulls for breeding purposes, correct. Enhancing delivery of artificial insemination services at farmers' doorstep, correct. Promoting indigenous cattle and buffalo rearing, that is correct as well. So, as I said, it is something which is related to the news. So while the summit happened, so the dairy sector and the mission related to the dairy sector is important. So since all the four statements are correct and we need to find the correct set of statements, the option would be option D. Option D. Moving on to the next question. With reference to the Accidental Deaths and Suicide in India report 2021, consider the following statement. Uttar Pradesh has the highest share of country's population, also reported the highest share of the percentage of suicidal deaths. Well, while it has the highest share of country's population, to say that the number of suicides which happened in UP were the highest is not correct. So this statement becomes incorrect, as in UP 3.6% of suicidal cases were reported, right? So that is not the highest in the country. Next statement. Persons engaged in the farming sector remains the largest profession-wise group among the suicide victims. Well, often farm suicides are in news, but something which is creating a lot of buzz might be forming the largest sector or largest quantum of a particular sad event might not be true. The daily wage earners remained the largest profession-wise group among the suicide victims, accounting for 25.6%. Okay, so it is again an incorrect statement. So if you have studied the report and you have facts at your disposal, you can answer this question. Statement number 3. Amongst the union territories, Delhi reported the highest number of suicides. Well, this is correct. Okay. Also, Delhi is the most populous UT, and it has reported the highest number of suicides, and it is followed by the Puducherry. So the correct statements amongst the set of statements is only this one, and we need to find the correct statement. Hence, the answer is option D. Option D. Next. With reference to child adoption processes in India, consider the following statements. Well, adoption is an issue which is in news because a lot of people who adopted children were discarding them. There was also a human trafficking angle which was in the news, and hence it is important for us to understand. Also, the Ministry of Women and Child Development wrote to the various state governments to adopt the revised adoption orders. Okay. Also, the Parliament passed the Juvenile Justice, Care and Protection of Children Amendment Bill in 2021 to amend the JJ Act of 2015, basically which authorized the DMs and the ADMs to issue adoption orders under Section 61 of the Juvenile Justice Act by striking out the word court. Okay, so hence the idea of adoption is important for us to study. So the very first statement, as per the adoption regulations 2017, a single female can adopt a child of any gender, but a single male cannot adopt a girl child. Well, that is true. That is true, and a lot of adopted girl childs do face certain kind of a discrimination or abuse, and to prevent that, basically this idea was brought about. The second statement, CARA, the Central Adoption Resource Authority, functions as the nodal body for regulating both in-country and inter-country adoptions. That is correct. CARA is the nodal body, and which we read as part of governance as well in regular sessions. So both the statements seem to be correct, and hence the correct option would be option C. Option C. Next question. So we have a set of two statements and we need to examine them. The India Sanitation Coalition is a platform to promote sustainable sanitation and is funded by the Government of India and World Health Organization. Well, the India Sanitation Coalition is a multi-stakeholder platform that is not just funded by World Health Organization and Government of India. Basically, it has donors, okay, financial institutions, government, private sector, okay, etc., etc. Okay, so it is not just funded by Government of India and World Health Organization. So this statement is incorrect. Second statement. The National Institute of Urban Affairs is an apex body of Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs in Government of India and provides innovative solutions to address the challenges of urban India. Well, that is correct. Though these statements are not related, right? But to examine the veracity or the correctness of the statement can be given in the examination. Okay. So that is for us to note. So we have the second statement as the correct statement, and hence the correct option would be option number B. Option number B. Okay. So that is for us to note. Next question. With reference to Indian Swachhata League, consider the following statement. So sanitation, Swachh Bharat, etc. are the big ticket ideas which form the realm of governance, and hence we should keep a tab on them. So let us look at the set of statements. It is India's first intercity competition led by youth towards building garbage free cities. Well, that is correct. It was very much in news. Second, Indore was ranked among the top youth mobilizer among cities with a population of over 10 lakh in the ISL. Though in the Swachhata rankings, Indore is very ahead and usually top such rankings. But to say that was ranked as the top youth mobilizer among cities, it might not be correct. So that's the catch here. Okay. It was Chandigarh. Right. So this statement is incorrect and we need to find the incorrect statement. So see, the keyword is important. So the second statement, that is our answer, is option B. Option B. Moving on. Which amongst the following state won the first prize under the large states category Swachh Survekshan Grameen? Well, Swachh Survekshan Grameen got published in the year 2022, and every year this exercise is taken. Usually we look at cities and we do not pay a lot of attention to the rural part, and that is where the UPSC can tap you and ask a question. Well, the answer to this question is a straight one. Telangana basically topped the rankings. So option C is the correct option. So if you know, you know. If you don't, you cannot guess it. So do pay attention to not so popular aspects as well, right? Moving on to the next question. With reference to Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0, consider the following statements. Okay. The aim of the initiative was to eradicate open defecation and 100% solid waste management in all statutory towns. That is correct. Okay. Cities are provided with water plus category certificates to rank them on the basis of the use of groundwater sustainably. Basically, cities progressing towards water plus certification under the water plus protocols, which focus on the treatment of waste water, and it is not about groundwater, right? So this fundamental difference when we talk about water plus is the key to answer this question, right? So this statement is incorrect. So we have the first statement as the correct statement, hence the answer is option A. Option A. Moving on. Consider the following statements regarding the Global Future Council. It is the world's foremost multi-stakeholder and interdisciplinary knowledge network dedicated to promoting innovative thinking to shape a more resilient, inclusive and sustainable future. Well, that is the objective of the Global Future Council. It is an initiative of OECD. No, that is incorrect. It is an initiative of World Economic Forum. So agencies, whether domestic or global, and the initiative mapping is the key. So you should keep handy such a list of organization and their initiatives. So we have the first statement which is correct, and hence the correct answer is option A. Option A. Let us move on to the next question. Consider the following statements regarding the National Sports Development Code of India. Well, this was in news as FIFA suspended the Indian football body, and there was this threat of the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup being withdrawn from India. So we need to know about this National Sports Code. Okay. And we need to find the incorrect statement. It largely governs the functioning of the national level sports governing bodies called National Sports Federation, and does not directly apply or does not apply directly to regional or states associations. That is correct. The code treats NSF as autonomous bodies, and government recognition is not necessary for them to represent the country. Well, this statement is incorrect in the sense that how can a body represent the country without government recognition? So government recognition is there. Third statement, when a sports body is found to be in violation of the sports code, the respective federation can be put under committee of administrators. Yes, that is true. So a committee of administrator, in that case the Supreme Court appointed such a committee, even with regards to BCCI that has happened before. So that should serve as a key to check the veracity of this particular statement. So this is also correct. So we have second statement as the incorrect statement, and we need to find the incorrect statement. Hence the answer is option B. Hence the answer is option B. Okay. So that was all with regards to questions on governance, and just to demonstrate that how things are interrelated and how certain precedents and certain things which have happened in the past can reflect themselves in the examination. Thank you.